the Phillies at the Yankees. And to see it, the First Lady, Michelle Obama, Second Lady, Joe Biden, and Yogi Berra on the field. And then Cliff Lee and CC Sabathia, Cy Young Award winners, Cleveland Indians, now pitching against each other. And the Phillies with the bases loaded in the first inning. But Raul Ibanez grounds out to second. Sabathia wriggles free.
Laid off a couple tough pitches and swung at that 3-1 pitch. Borderline strike. Could have been a run for the Phillies. Instead, CC gets out of it.
Meanwhile, Cliff Lee looking good. Fans, A-Rod here striking out 4 the first 6 that he faced. Chase Utley up in the third. And this is a moon scrape back. Back. And not along a short porch. And not a long way to go. And Utley gets the home run. Something that he did last year in the World Series against Tampa Bay, a 2-run shot in game number 1.
He knows that importance of getting his team on the board first, especially in a World Series on the road. You score first, now the home team has all the pressure on them. They have to play catch-up.
Meanwhile, Bobby, Cliff Lee looking good, bottom of the fourth. Teixeira, A-Rod, and Posada here.
He had great timing, great stuff. He had 3 pitches just throwing both sides of the plate. He was the pitcher's pitcher tonight, and the Yankees paid for it.
And he pitched so quickly, the Phillies on their toes, like this. Matsui at first, Robinson Canoa's up, he hits a little flare. Looks like Jimmy Rollins traps it, just in case he steps on second and throws the first, but he immediately runs to Ryan Howard. Tag Matsui. I think I caught it, although at first was called a trap. The umps conferred, guys.
A heads-up play by Jimmy Rollins to pull this play off. But you look at Hideki Matsui right there. He has to watch the second base umpire. If the second base umpire puts his hand up, that means it's a catch. He needs to get back to first base. Instead, he stood there in no man's land, and anyone on the Phillies team could have tagged him.
So it's a double play. Still a 1-0 game until top of the 6th. This, a skyscraper. Back gone. It's just a 2-backer. This is deep to right by Utley. Another solo homer, 2-0.
Well, we're sitting here looking out at an empty stadium, and that one is far.
Very far. Now, look at Cliff Lee. How's he on the mound? I'll just grab this thing from Johnny Damon.
See, most pitchers right there are taught not to catch pop-ups. So most guys would run from that like it was something coming at them that shouldn't be coming at them. Not Cliffy.
So Sabathia left after giving up the 2 solo homers. Then Philip Hughes walked to Damaso Marte comes in and strikes out Utley looking. And then a parade of relievers, David Robertson with the base load against Ibanez. And the lefty, Phil Coke, could he have come in? Who knows? Girardi used a bevy of relievers there, but Ibanez comes through in the 8th when he didn't come through in the first 4-0 Philadelphia.
Coke still is on this team, isn't he?
He is still pitching. Even later. And now, look at Cliff Lee. I mean, he does it all.
Just look how athletic, though, after he makes the play. Now, that's luck, but the way he delivers the ball to first base in a very athletic way. Most pitchers have to step, throw, use their elbow, do this whole thing, mechanical, robotic. He's not robotic.
Lee going the route now. The Yankees, that's A-Rod striking out, and then Posada. They do get a run in the 9th, but a route-going performance to begin the World Series by Cliff Lee. Phillies win 6-1, scoring a lot late to put this thing out of hyperventilation for any Philadelphia fan wondering what might happen if they have to start going pen, not going pen. Cliff Lee put it all to rest. Hard in the Bronx. Derek Jeter getting the Roberto Clemente Award before the game. Community service, excellent on the field. It's one of the most prestigious you could win as a player. Pedro Martinez strikes out Derek Jeter. Struck out 2 in the first. Matt Stairs gets the start tonight against A.J. Burnett. Stairs in the lineup for Charlie Manuel. And A-Rod, they call it a single. Ibanez, who was on with the double, he scores, and it's 1-0. Could have made the play.
Well, absolutely. It's a ball that Alex needs a knockdown. Even if he doesn't record an out, you keep it in the infield. You make Pedro Feliz beat you the next hitter with 2 outs. He didn't keep it in the infield. Phillies get on top.
So the Phillies with another lead, and A-Rod, who struck out 3 times in game 1, now 0 for 4 to play 3 strikeouts here. Martinez against Mark Teixeira. And Pedro is touched by Teixeira. Sending back. Long drive into the bullpen. The Yankees on the board and tied it at 1. Bottom of the 6th. Pedro against Hideki Matsui. 2 out, 1-2 count. And goes down and golfs it. Curveball. Sends it back. Gone, and the Yankees have their first lead of this 2009 World Series.
Pedro pitched him hard in with fastballs. on the plate, off the plate, tried to get that breaking ball down and away, see if Matsui would give in a little bit, left it middle in, and he
Saw
connected.
Pedro talking to Charlie Manuel, keep me in. Meanwhile, A.J. Burnett recording at least a strikeout in every inning. That's Ibanez, then Stairs. 7 innings, 4 hits, 1 earned run, 9 Ks, only 2 walks. Pedro starting the bottom of the 7th. Melky Cabrera with a base hit to right field. Pinch runner Brett Gardner goes to 3rd on the play, and now runners at the corners, no outs. 2-1 game, and the Yankee fan, who is your daddy? They were singing it all night long. Pedro, he doesn't mind it. Loves the stage. Pitched great. Had a slow strut going off, although he's down 2-1. Chan Hall Park against the pinch hitter, Jorge Posada. Batting for Molina, who catches A.J. Burnett. Big run, 3-1.
Well, Posada came in 0 for 7 lifetime with 5 strikeouts against Park, and he gets a big one here in the World Series.
Scotty Air comes on a relief. Johnny Damon, the ball snared by Ryan Howard. He wasn't really sure he snared it, hence he threw it to second, way gone. But Jimmy Rollins always thinking, always Johnny on the spot. It was a double play.
Even though he was on the base, he's out because that's an appeal play. You have to go back and touch the base when the ball is caught. Double play.
And they got all the umps to huddle again, and they made the right call. Meanwhile, Mariano Rivera for a 6-out save against Chase Utley, the hero in Game 1 at the plate. Not this time. Cano, Jeter, Teixeira, double play, Sharp.
They had the 2 base runners. Had 2 base runners at the middle of the order coming up. A close play at first.
Ryan Howard would have been the next man up, although Howard struggled all night. Now top of the
You
ninth.
got to stop it to see it. Pretty good chance the umpire made as good a call as he's going to make there.
And Ryan Howard had the golden sombrero. 4 strikeouts for him.
Been there.
And Matt Stairs, naturally, Rivera ends it with a flare with a strike of 39 pitches, 2 strikeout, 2-inning, old-time save. Fingers-esque, actually Rivera-esque. He's had more of those than anybody else in World Series play. The Yankees even this series by the count of 3-1. And for Joe Girardi,
they ran off 3 in a row against the Rays and won the World Series. It wouldn't be that way. The weather last year was cold. It was wet. We had this going again. Cole Hamels and company waited an hour and 20 minutes before this thing got going. When it did get going, Andy Pettitte faces a guy who was 1 for 13 against him, Jason Worth. And the one hit he had was a homer. And here he goes again.
It was unbelievable that Andy Pettitte could reinvent himself tonight the way he did and got the win and the player of the game.
But boy, before he reinvented himself, the Phillies were inventing ways to score. Look at Cole Hamels lay a great bunt down.
It's a great bunt, but I mean, where's the defense? That's a bunt. He's giving himself up. He's got to get it out.
Well, Pettitte walked Rollins, and that allowed a run to come in. This thing could have gotten real ugly for the Yankees. Victorino flies deep enough to left to allow Ruiz to tag and score.
Walked Jimmy Rollins on 5 pitches, then Shane Victorino swung at 3 pitches that Andy Pettitte threw to him. I mean, you got to make him work there.
And Hamels had a no-hitter and a 3-0 lead, and then this happens. First hit of the game. Oh, God.
Doink off the camera that's located down the right field line. Originally, A-Rod stopped at second. He says, you know, I got guys in my dugout telling me that ball came off that wall kind of strange. I heard something. What they all heard or saw was that it hit that camera, which is about 8 inches over the wall into fair territory.
Home run. Why not?
Ruled a home run. The ground rules were discussed before the game, and they had all agreed, the umps, if it hit the camera, it'd be a home run. More on that in just a second. Andy Pettitte then comes through.
Well, that's just a really dumb pitch right there by Cole Hamels to throw a hanging break. I know he didn't want to hang it. He probably wanted to get it down and away. But to throw a pitch who hasn't hit all year, something slow, it makes no sense at all.
Usually you talk about Mo in the 9th for the Yankees, but they got the momentum off that Alex Rodriguez home run. And then Damon, who hadn't hit it all, delivers a double at plate 2. And you can see the old momentum heading right into Yankee land.
And Hamels was left out there to try. I mean, he gave up 4 hits, and the runs were coming around, and he was dead.
He was out. They bring in lefty Jay Happ. And Happ actually gets the 2 outs he needs, but then Swisher goes yard. Oh, Jason Worth, when he did hit it, it was killed. So it's a 2-1 game, and you're thinking, okay, Worth's starting to hit. But right away in the 7th inning, big run for the Yankees. And who is it? Posada.
Yeah, the two-run game there, the Phillies still had a chance of coming back. That third run and then the fourth really put the nail in the coffin.
But amazing, Molina comes through as a catcher in game 2. Posada's behind the plate and comes through in game 3. Matsui just pinch hits it. He hits home runs. Swisher
And now
sat.
the bullpen's in order.
Amazing. Things are going really well for the Yankees. 8-5, they beat the Phillies here. Philadelphia manages 6 hits. You think, okay, 6 hits, you can win a game. But when you consider the fact that Howard and Utley don't get any hits, neither does Ibanez. Victorino has a sac fly. He goes hitless.
You look at the two guys that are the run producers, Worth and Ruiz. One hits 5th, one hits 8th. There's too big a gap to get to Worth and then to get to Ruiz to put up a lot of crooked numbers. That's why there's a lot of outs and solo homers on this team.
Well, Alex Rodriguez' home run wasn't a solo shot, but it did change the game. A critical game with CC Sabathia on the mound, and the Yankees having a 2-1 advantage in the series. Alex Rodriguez continues to be sort of a pinata up there, and he clearly wasn't happy about getting drilled by Blanton. It puts men on first and third, and both benches get warned. Yankees are up 2-1, Bobby V, when Worth takes the pitch and Howard steals the base.
And Blanton was only throwing inside to get a grounded to third in that situation, not trying to hit him.
Pedro Feliz all of a sudden's got a hot bat. He drops it to the left. Damon comes home. Good throw. Howard never touches home.
This was actually a good play by Johnny Damon, keeping the ball in front of him, keeping it in his glove, and throwing it right on the money. And Howard came in there, jarred the ball loose, never touched the base.
Why did Mike Everett wait so long to call him safe? Any idea?
I think he was just looking for the ball, trying to figure out what was happening, and never saw if he touched the plate or not.
Derek Jeter. Rollins keeps that in the infield. It's a different story, but it goes through. It's 3-2 Yankees. So seeing eye single, and the next batter is Johnny Damon. And a little blooper. Not exactly tearing the cover off the ball.
No, they weren't. I mean, at one point, the Yankees had those 3 runs on only 4 hits. And so, you know, Joe Blanton's not like he pitched terribly. It's just, you know, when the Yankees put it in play, they got hits out of it.
Chase Utley destroyed CC Sabathia in their first meeting in the series. A couple of home runs, and here he likes that one.
Give Chase Utley credit. You know, you got one of the best left-handers in the game. That's 3 times he's taken him very deep, but that's 7 solo home runs. If you think that someone gets 7 home runs off the Yankees, that they'd be leading by now.
7 solo home runs for the team against the Yankees. The rest of the team had 7 hits against Sabathia, and Utley had 3 home runs. Feliz leaves the yard.
Yeah, this is the best job of Chamberlain's look coming out of the bullpen, and this is just how quickly a game can turn. One mistake he made gets hit for a tie game.
Critical part of this game came in the 9th inning. The Phillies could never get the lead, but they twice found themselves in tie game situations. Bobby, Damon delivers in what was a great at-bat, and once he's on, he changes the whole game.
And it was a great at-bat, but there are 9 pitches thrown, 3 very good sliders, 6 fastballs, and the fastball gets hit for the deciding hit of the game, really, I
The
think.
shift on, no one at third. Damon seemed ready and willing to think about that. The Phillies had no defense for it.
To many of us, this is the first time that they've seen this kind of play. But where you steal, you steal 2 bases on 1 play. But Derek Jeter has done it a couple of times, I hear.
Yeah, the Yankees are aware of that move. The Phillies were not prepared to defend it. Teixeira gets hit. Rivera hasn't really started to even warm up yet. He's got a ball in his hand. And thankfully, the inning would continue for them so he could get warm when Mr. Clutch, really, Alex Rodriguez delivers again.
It's been a breakout postseason for Alex Rodriguez. Slow in the World Series so far, getting hit by a lot of pitches, but that's huge right there. But again, where's the slider? Where is the slider?
Slider disappeared after the Damon at bat. Posada then hits a drive to left. And I know Rivera's great, but do you really want to get him in that quickly that you run yourself into it out?
Well, he wanted to keep it a safe situation for Mariano, and you know, I understand where he's coming from.
Mariano's
I don't know why he did what he did, but I understand.
Victorino grounds out, and the New York Yankees in a game in which we seesawed back and forth. They get 3 in the 9th. Thanks to the speed of Damon and his base running, along with that at bat. And the New York Yankees are now within 1 win of their 27th World Series title. 3 come off Lynch, who hadn't pitched in a dozen days. Rodriguez was huge, and the Yankees in these situations, when they're up 3-1, have closed it out every time but one. Was A.J. Burnett. So to Philadelphia, and the highlights here, Game 5 of that series. This is what the Philadelphia Inquirer ran by mistake on Monday, but perhaps they knew something. They congratulated the Phillies on back-to-back titles. Melky Cabrera was taken off the roster. He's the guy bouncing in the middle. Apparently his hamstring is hurt enough that he can't go.
Miraculous healed.
He did the victory dance. Not sure anyone in Yankee land wanted to see that. They'd like to see this, though. Wow, has Alex Rodriguez gotten warm here lately. Johnny Damon rounds third to throw home. Not in time, and Damon's in, and the Yankees get a 1-0 lead. And all of a sudden, this sellout crowd was a little quiet. Big play in this game. Shane Victorino in the bottom of the first tried to pull back. He cut the ball off of his fingers, and he's down in pain. And this would actually kind of be a theme throughout the game for Charlie Manuel and the Phillies. Victorino's injured fingers. The next batter is Chase Utley. Have we seen this before?
Not often on the first pitch.
True, but against Burnett, what they learned from his second game start was swinging the first pitch.
Hit him early before he could throw that hammer.
Every one of his home runs, though, same swing, same trajectory, lands in the same place. Now Ibanez is going to start hitting. 5-1 Phillies, and Burnett, 2 innings, 4 hits, 6 earned runs. The 3-day thing didn't work for AJ. Bottom 5, it's a 6-2 game. Jason Worth. Brett Gardner is playing because Cabrera is out with that hamstring. And he almost left with an injury. What a catch!
Made a good catch. He has to learn to run into that wall and then turn as you hit the wall instead of taking the entire brunt with his shoulder. Ouch.
Bobby looking for the spin move, but Gardner takes the brunt on the back. In the 7th, Lee against Jorge Posada. It's an 0-1 count. Watch Jorge. I want time. He doesn't get it. Strike.
0-2.
That's a catcher, of course, Posada. He gets a little antsy, a little anxious. He's gone.
0-3.
Yeah. Just because you ask for time doesn't mean you get it.
It does not.
It was granted to you, Carl.
Here's Utley in the bottom of the 7th. A lefty. Oh, there it is again. He ties Reggie Jackson for the most home runs hit in a World Series with 5. Phillies lead at 7-2. Jackson did that back in the 77 World Series.
3-1 game.
Later in the inning, Raul Ibanez. What a good sign. What a big sign.
A great sign, because Phil Koch, the 0-0 pitch, he threw a fastball, same location, and Raul hesitated just a hair and fouled it off. That one, there was no hesitation. Free and easy through the zone and a bomb.
All right, boys, but it was 8-2, A-Rod. Ibanez, he's in left. Victorino had kind of gotten into it with his manager, Manuel, when they brought Francisco into play center. Victorino wanted to stay in center and move Ibanez out and Francisco to left. Charlie said, we'll have none of that, so they're stuck with those guys in the field. And this was a huge play. In the 9th, Jeter, a double play.
And a 2-0 count, he took a pitch right down the middle that he could have crushed, and instead he gets that pitch in on his knuckles. He gets jammed, hits in a double play. Very rare for the Jeep man.
But with 2 outs, you can't get Damon out. Damon seems to have found some zone where he refuses to be denied. He's got 6 hits in the last 2 games. Whoa, Mark Teixeira is 2 for 19 in the World Series. 2 for 19, that's stunning.
Great advance work. They're throwing him that off-speed stuff. Fastballs in, fastballs up. Not giving him the pitch out over the plate that's medium speed, and he doesn't look very good.
So this series goes back to New York with the Yankees having a 3-2 advantage. Rodriguez, Damon do the job offensively. Burnett wasn't great. Chase Utley, 4 RBIs and 2 more home runs.
Had a chance in Game 6 to win it again. Would they do it? Here we go in the ball yard in the Bronx. Pedro Martinez and Alex Rodriguez said, I'll see you soon. The Who's Your Daddy chants and headlines were ready for Pedro, as were the Yankees. Hideki Matsui on a night no one will ever forget. With A-Rod on, back, gone. 3rd homer of this World Series, his 2nd off Pedro.
Just a terrific at-bat, Matsui. He was 0-2 in the count, worked it back, fouled off some pitches, and like he's done this whole postseason, battled with 2 strikes.
After the Phillies cut it to 2-1, the bases loaded, 2 out in the bottom of the 3rd. Matsui a base hit to center. Jeter scores. Johnny Damon scores. Pulled a calf on the play, but the Yankees up 4-1, all courtesy of the bat of Hideki Matsui. Meanwhile, Andy Pettit, older fella, 3 days rest. What's really the problem? 2 on, 2 out.
The amazing thing about Pettit is he hadn't gone on 3 days rest after throwing 100 pitches since July of 2001.
He didn't look like an old goat here, as Pedro said, where he coaxed Jimmy Rollins to hit into an inning-ending double play.
That was, yep.
kept his chances alive, stay in the game a little longer.
That was in the fifth. Pedro, who didn't have it, more on that in a moment. He was sick. Charlie Manuel puts Chad Durbin in, and there was no relief. Mark Teixeira here in the bottom of the fifth inning. Single to right center. Jeter scores. It's now 5-1. Durbin out. Jay Happ comes in against Matsui. And so, all right, well, it's not Pedro. Maybe they'll get Matt. No, maybe they won't. Matsui sends one to right center field. Doink! It's off the wall. Teixeira scores. A-Rod scores. 7-1 Yankees. 6 RBIs. Matsui.
You guys, this is what we talked about all along. Once you get past the starting pitchers and you get to the middle relief, anything can happen. And that's just what did. The doors blew open.
The Phillies, Dave, trying to make something happen. Ryan Howard off Andy Pettit, and it goes the opposite way. Howard, who would have strikeout record-setting performance, if you will, gets the Phillies to 7-3. And they still had a chance. Top of the seventh, 2 on, 2 out. Chase Utley, though Marte came in and struck out Utley. Then the next inning, struck out Howard. That was two batters, 2 big Ks.
Well, coming in this game, they knew that they had to silence Utley because of how strong he's been for the Phillies this postseason. They pitched him effectively inside earlier in the ball game. Pettit did, and Marte, he had filthy stuff going against the lefties tonight.
So that's the first out in the 8th. So guess what's going to happen? Let me see. There's 5 outs to go. What do you think is going to happen?
I thought he was going to come in the 7th.
Joe Girardi brings in Mariano Rivera, gets Pedro Feliz to pop out to Jorge Posada in foul ground, and now 3 outs away. We go to the 9th.
And Mariano said his side was killing him. It took him 42 pitches to get those 5 outs.
His knuckle was killing him. Shane Victorino couldn't get on base, and that's it. The Yankees win it 7-3. They storm the field. 5 championships for Derek Jeter and Andy Pettit. And there's A-Rod his first. And Joe Girardi is first as skipper to go along with 3 rings as a Yankee player. The old guard has 5 rings. A-Rod in tears. Matsui with his 6 RBIs. He is the MVP as the Yankees hoist the World Series trophy for the 27th time. They begin the decade with a championship. They end the decade with a championship. They dethrone the defending champion Phillies in 6, 7-3. Joe Girardi, the winning skipper.